At last we are alone, my darling. You are now irrevocably betrothed to me, are you not? Very, very happy.
Alexis, do you not doubt it? Do I not love you beyond all on earth, and am I not beloved in return? Is not true love, faithfully given and faithfully received, the true source of every earthly joy?
Of that there can be no doubt. Oh, that the world could be persuaded of the truth of that maxim. Oh, that the world could break down the artificial barriers of rank, wealth, education, age, beauty, habits, taste, and temper, and recognize the glorious principle that in marriage alone is to be found the panacea for every ill.
Oh, continue to preach that sweet doctrine and you will succeed. Oh, the bundle of true happiness.
I hope so, but as yet the cause progresses but slowly. Still, I have found some converts to the principle that men and women should be coupled in matrimony without distinction of rank. I have lectured on the subject of mechanics institutes, and the mechanics were unanimous in favour of my views. I have preached in workhouses, beer shops, and lunatic asylums, and I have been received with enthusiasm. I have addressed navvies on the advantages that would accrue to them if they married wealthy countesses, and not a navvy dissented.
Noble fellows, and yet there are those who hold that the uneducated classes are not open to argument. And what do the countesses say?
Why, at present it cannot be denied. The aristocracy hold aloof.
Ah, the working man is true intelligence after all.
He is a noble creature when he is quite sober. Yes, Aline, true happiness comes of true love. And true love should be independent of external influences. It should live upon itself and by itself. In itself, love should live for love alone. Love feeds on many kinds of food, I know. Some love for rank and some for duty. Some give their hearts away for empty show, and others love for youth and beauty. To love for money all the world is prone. Some love themselves and live alone. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it all. I love that love, I love it all. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it all. What man for any other joy can thirst, whose loving wife adores him duly? Want, misery, and care may work their worst, if loving woman loves you truly. A lover's thoughts are ever with his own, none truly loved is ever lonely. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it all. I love that love, I love it all. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it all.
Oh, Alexis, those are noble principles.
Yes, Aline, and I'm going to take a desperate step in support of them. Have you heard of the firm J.W. Wells & Co., the old established family sorcerers in Sumeriax.
I have seen their advertisement.
They have invented a filter which, if reports may be believed, is simply infallible. I intend to distribute it throughout the village, and within 12 hours of my doing so, there will not be an adult in the place who will not have learnt the secret of pure and lasting happiness. What do you say to that?
Well, dear, of course a filter is a very useful thing in a house. Quite indispensable in the present state of Thames water. But still, I don't quite see how it is the sort of thing that places its possessor on the very pinnacle of earthly joy.
No, my dear, you misunderstand me. I didn't say a filter, I said a filter.
So did I, dear. I said a filter.
No, dear, you said a filter. I don't mean a filter, I mean a filter. PH, you know.
Alexis, you don't mean a love potion?
On the contrary, I do mean a love potion.
Oh, Alexis, I don't think it would be right. I don't indeed. And then, a real magician. It would be downright wicked.
Aline, is it or is it not a laudable object to steep the whole village up to its lips in love and to couple them in matrimony without distinction of age, rank or fortune?
Unquestionably.
Then, unpleasant as it must be to have recourse to supernatural aid, I must nevertheless pocket my aversion in deference to the great and good end I have in view. Hercules?
Yes, sir?
Is Mr. Wells there?
He's in the tent, sir, refreshing.
Ask him to be so good as to step this way.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Alexis, a real sorcerer, I shall be frightened to death.
I trust my Aline will not yield to fear while the strong right arm of her Alexis is here to protect her.
It's nonsense, dear, to talk of your protecting me. With a strong right arm, in the face of the fact that this family sorcerer could turn me into a guinea pig before you could turn round.
He could turn you into a guinea pig, no doubt. It is most unlikely he would take such a liberty. It's a most respectable firm, and I'm sure he would never be guilty of so untradesmanlike an act.
Good day, sir.
Good day. I believe you are a sorcerer.
Yes, sir. We practice necromancy in all its branches. We've a choice assortment of wishing caps, divining rods, amulets, charms, and counter charms. We can cast you an activity at a low figure, and we have an horoscope at 3 and 6 that we can guarantee. Our Buddha chests, each containing a patent tag, who comes out and prophesies disaster. With spring complete, are strongly recommended. Our Aladdin lamps are very chaste, and our prophetic tablets, foretelling everything from a change in ministry down to the date of the invasion, are much inquired for. Our pennycup, one of the cheapest things in the trade, is considered infallible. Oh, we have some very superior blessings too, but they have very little asked for. We've only sold one since Christmas, to a gentleman who bought it to send to his mother-in-law. But it turns out he was afflicted in the head, and it's been returned on our hands. Yes. But our sale of penny curses, especially on Saturday nights, is tremendous. We can't turn about fast enough. Look out! My name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and knells. If you want to provoke me tracks, if you want to retangling wax, you've got to look in on the resident in number 70 Simeriax. We've a first-rate assortment of magic, of a raising of posthumous shade, with effects that are comic or tragic. There's no cheaper house in the trade. Love filters with quantities of it, and for knowledge if anyone burns. We're keeping a very small profit, a profit who brings us unbounded returns. For he can prophesy with a wink of his eye, peek with security into futurity, sum up your history, clear up a mystery, human proclivity, for a nativity, for a nativity. He has answers oracular, booty spectacular, text post-tragical, mirrors so magical, that's astronomical, solemn or comical, and if you want it, he makes a reduction on taking a quantity of. If anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks. If he'd only look in on the resident in number 70 Simeriacs. He can raise you hosts of ghosts, and that without reflectors, and creepy things with wings, and gaunt and grisly spectres. He can fill you crowds of shrouds, and horrify you vastly. He can rack your brains with chains, and gibberings grim and ghastly. Then if your vanity changes organicity with an urbanity full of satanity, vexes humanity with an inanity fatal to vanity, driving your bows to the verge of insanity. Biotoxology, demonology, electrobiology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high-class astrology, such as his knowledge isn't to man to require an apology. Oh. My name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and elves. And if anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks. If he'd only look in on the resident in number 70 Simeriacs.
I have sent for you to consult you on a very important matter. I believe you advertise a patent oxyhydrogen love at first sight filter.
Sir, it is our leading article.
Now, I want to know if you can confidently guarantee it as possessing all the qualities you claim for it in your advertisement.
Sir, we are not in the habit of puffing our goods. Ours is an old established house with a large family connection, and every assurance held out in the advertisement is fully realised.
Alexis, don't offend him. He'll change us into something dreadful. I know he will.
I am anxious, from purely philanthropical motives, to distribute this filter secretly throughout the inhabitants of this village. I shall, of course, require a quantity. How do you sell it?
In buying a quantity, sir, we strongly advise you taking it in the wood and drawing it off as you happen to want it. Now, we have it in 4.5 and 9-gallon casks, also in pipes and hogsheads for laying down. And we deduct 10% for prompt cash.
I should mention that I'm a member of the Army and Navy stores.
Oh, in that case, we deduct 25%.
Aline, the villagers will assemble to carouse in a few minutes. Go and fetch the teapot.
But Alexis...
My dear, you must obey me if you please. Go and fetch the teapot.
I'm sure Dr. Daly would disapprove.
And how soon does it take effect?
In 12 hours. Whoever drinks of it loses consciousness for that period, and on waking falls in love, as a matter of course, with the first lady he meets who has also tasted it, and his affection is at once returned. One trial will prove the fact.
Good. Then, Mr. Wells, I shall feel obliged if you will at once pour as much filter into this teapot as to suffice to affect the whole village.
But bless me, Alexis, many of the villagers are married people.
Madam, this filter is compounded on the strictest principles. On married people, it has no effect whatsoever. But are you sure you have nerve enough to carry you through this fearful ordeal?
In the good cause, I fear nothing.
Very good, then. We will proceed at once to the incantation. Sprites of earth and air, fiends of flame and fire, demon souls come here in shoals, this fearful deed inspire. Appear, appear, appear. Noisome hags of night, imps of deadly shade, pallid ghost, a rising host, and lend me all your aid. Appear, appear, appear.
Hark, they assemble, these fiends of the night.
Oh, Alexis, I tremble. Seek safety in flight. That is flight to a far-off land where peace and plenty dwell. Where the sigh of the silver strand is echoed in every shell. To the joys that night will give on the wings of love will fly. In innocence they to live. In innocence they to die. In innocence they to live. To die. To live and die. Too late, too late. That may not be. That happy fate is not for thee.
Now, shrivelled hags, with poison bags, discharge your loathsome load. Spit flame and fire, unholy choir, belch forth your venom toads. Ye demons, yell with yelp and yell, shed curses far afield. Ye fiends of night, your filthy blight in noisome plenty yield. Number 1.
It is done.